I got into sports at a real young age. It was what was on TV. My dad likes the Atlanta Braves first and foremost, and then we lived in North Carolina, so Wake Forest and NC State in football and basketball. The Braves were really my first big big team that I really liked. And then my aunt also got me into NASCAR at a young age. She taught me when I was like 3 or 4. If somebody asks you who's the best driver, you answer Jeff Gordon. And so I'm a Jeff Gordon fan to this day because of that. I played t-ball when I was like 5 or 6, and then it ended up being 6 years of Little League baseball, going up from level to level. I was never really good, but I just enjoyed being around the game. When I was about 9, got into golf as well. We were at my grandparents' house on Easter, and the last round of the Masters was on, and Phil Mickelson won a really exciting tournament, and I've been hooked ever since on golf. So I played golf in middle school and high school. Never was great at it, but it was something I could play and be involved with. But then got really into watching other sports. Yeah, sports media is kind of something I became interested in because the games are always on, and there's players and coaches, but then there's also the broadcasters, and then whoever writes about it. First it was a newspaper, and then it became online, of course, as technology evolved. So that I kind of got interested in sports media that way. I feel like I've always been a good writer. Even in elementary school, I was probably at least a little above average at that point as my writing developed. Concurrently, my love of sports developed as I got older. In high school, I was while I was in marching band and playing golf, I was also started as a reporter for the Shall Go, which was the school newspaper. And a lot of that was just what are the sports teams doing, particularly a lot of what I was writing on. And then became assistant editor my junior year and editor my senior year for that. So I knew journalism was something I was interested in. Came to college, and I had been to a journalism conference before my senior year at George Mason Senior High School at George Mason University in Washington. They had recommended you keep a blog for that while you were at the conference, and you could tell about your experiences, and your friends and family could read about it. So I kept that for that week and didn't do anything else with it. But I knew WordPress was free and knew a little bit of how to work with it from that. So then I got to college, and I had thought about it, but I hadn't done anything with it. One Monday night, there had been a NASCAR incident the weekend before that I wasn't happy about the way it was dealt with. So it was that opinion. I was tweeting about it, and I was like, this would be, on Twitter you can only do so much in 140 characters. And I was thinking this would be something really good to write about. I don't have anywhere to write about it, so I created a blog. At first it was very opinion-based, and it still is to an extent. Right now I'm writing, like it's football season, so I'm writing college football power rankings every week. So my opinion on who the top 10 teams are right now, and then who I think is going to win some of the bigger games each week. So there's a game picks post that goes out later in the week. And I do something similar with college basketball. Baseball season's so long, I just blog when I can on that. But that's kind of how that got started and evolved. Every Friday night I go to a high school football game, and I write a news story for the Anderson Independent Mail sports section about that game. I get paid a little bit per game, so that's obviously nice. And I just go and sit in the press box and keep stats on the game, so I have those at the end if I want to use them in my piece. And then just basically, I heard somebody say one time that people in sports media are just paid observers. They tell what they see at the game. That's basically what I do. Is I write 350 to 400 words every Friday night, so that people that weren't at the game can kind of see it the way I saw it, and I tell them what happened. I'm not exactly sure yet precisely what I want to do. Sports media, whether it's writing or broadcasting or um, just something in sports media. But I love sitting in the press box at games and being a part of the action in that way, to where I'm covering the game either for a newspaper or for an online publication, or even telling people about the game as it happens, doing broadcasting.